Okay, I've been working for a little over an hour in Vital, making sounds, making basses, making leads, and I think maybe finding the identity of what this groove is gonna be. That's the drum groove we made a few episodes ago, and recently we've been working on basses, trying to kind of get like, it's drum and bass. We got the drums in kind of a good spot right now. What is about the bass? And I'm not happy with where the basses are at, but they're in a very different spot than they were yesterday. This is where what we had yesterday was this kind of idea. But it was filled in, right? That growler came from this synth up here. Go check out like yesterday's episode if you want to watch us building this. But the idea was that like it wasn't gonna fill up the whole space. This one I kind of had it like it was the only bass going on, and I didn't want it to be the only bass going on, so I bounced it out and chopped it up and then filled it in with a few new things that we built today. This is what it sounds like all together. Really grungy, really grimy. I don't think it's particularly good, but it was fun especially because we built them ourselves. This snarl here is a cool sound, especially to make from scratch. I don't know if I'm using it the best way. We did it, this is not the same thing. We kind of took the way we built that other growler and just put our own spin on it. I didn't really change the waves as much. I automated I don't know what this is. The shape of that wave. Each of these waves I've pulled in from ESW. This is just like a wavetable library I found online for free. They all have like two different types of waves in them. If I go to one that's not being used, this is the other one we built. But if I go like this, you see how you scroll this up and down, this frame thing doesn't make a difference on the initial patch. If I go to any of these and pull them in and then do this, it moves to like different shapes. And so on its ones that are specifically for FM in particular, I think like this is an ESW FM, so they were like, this is a good wave to use FM stuff with. It moves pretty dramatically. You got that like saw that comes in there. That was pretty cool. So we had that automate as well as the I don't think we actually automate the degree of the FM there. The root of it is this FM wave that's automating this saw wave here. And then we have this coming in as a sub underneath and just sounds like this by itself. The two of them together really create this kind of almost electric guitar vibe. I think it's pretty cool. I wanted the sound to not be a repeating bass. I didn't want it to go wah, 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 wah. I wanted it just to be one sound that happens. And then it's over. It's just keeping holding down the notes. So instead of using an LFO, if I made this shape in an LFO, it would have looped because it's a low frequency oscillator, but the envelope just happens one time. So I was able just to have a heavy attack and then decay down to 0 quickly. And it's got two lines here because I have this attached to a macro, and this just kind of like slides it around. And it was nice, so I could kind of like mess around with how long I wanted that to be. So if I pull it down, it goes a lot faster. If I go long, it comes out like that, right? And it's interesting because I have it on this envelope too. It's moving the attack, which is why it gets longer. But on this one, I have it moving the decay. Just because of the different way I have it shaped. This envelope is controlling the overall volume. So I want the sound to start immediately, but then I want it to fall over a longer period of time. I want to go wow, where I want this shape to change over the course of that loud bit. So I have it automating the attack on this envelope and automating the decay on this envelope, and then this macro controls both, which is pretty cool. Like that it creates such a it's really cool to me that like conversely directly one-to-one modulating the envelope 2's attack and envelope 1's decay creates such a nice intuitive knob there to turn. The other thing that this is controlling is the filter down here, where it kind of moves it up as the growl, as the squealer kind of opens up, the filter opens up, and then they both shut at the same time. And then in the effects, we've got some distortion. This multiband compressor really does a good job just like making everything wider. And then also that, I just kind of took out a notch there of some frequencies that were kind of bothering me and kind of lifted the bottom, or lifted the top end a little bit. So yeah, that's how we made that sound. Again, I don't actually know if in context, I think it's really a good idea. It was pretty cool. Now you do hear there's a little gap between the two, so I built this guy over here to fill in that gap. And it's just got this like almost organic vocal sound. That was pretty fun. This was really fun to make. I just wanted something that went and like was the shape of like your mouth opening, and that's basically what these formant waves are on the filter. If you've ever wondered what these formants are and what A-O-I-E or A-I-U-O, I don't know this for certain. If someone in the comments wants to confirm this, I am pretty confident though that those are supposed to be the vowel shapes it sounds like this formant wave is making, which is why I grabbed the one I did here, and it's doing a lot of that wet shape. If I turn this off, you will completely lose the vocal quality. Now it just sounds like a synth, but that really makes a big difference. So on this one, you'll notice that this looks similar to the other one where it would go up and then fall down, but it's not falling down because the decay is set to nothing and the sustain is set to 100%, so it goes all the way up and then holds at the top and then releases down. So quick tip if you're wanting to use envelopes, if you want it to hold a change you make and then let go after it's over, put the decay at 0, put the sustain at 100. If you want it to go up and then come down while you're still holding the note, put the sustain all the way down and then change the decay to determine how long you want this to fall, right? Similar shape, very different effect. This is controlling a lot of different things though, as you can see. It's controlling the formant position. It's also controlling the formant's kind of like left to right position here and the left to right position here. These are slightly different things. This opens it up on the top end. This kind of like moves the whole thing from like low to high. And then this is also controlling the formant on this wave here. Which if we turn this off, you still get a lot of that vocal quality, which is pretty cool, just coming from this little like notched square wave. And this is the initialized wave, just quantized. So that was just, it just kind of sounded cool. I was just messing around with knobs and it came across that. And then putting this one in and having the formant go up with it, pretty great, right? And then in the effects, similar things, distortion, multiband compression. It's a fun sound, and together they all make it's fun, it's cool, it's kind of bad. I don't think I would ever put this on in my car and listen to it. Mainly, this is really a lot more dubsteppy. It's a lot more of a dubsteppy sound than a drum and bass sound. It's not the kind of bass that I want. So I think tomorrow I might do an episode where I try to copy a bass from a drum and bass song that I like. But for now, these were just fun experiments. I'm glad I messed around with them. I'm thinking though more like, where's this track actually going? I've said in previous episodes that I haven't found like the nugget of an idea that I'm like, ah, yes, this is a good track and I'm excited to like make a track here. Right now, this is just a drum and bass groove that it doesn't have any real heart to it yet. And I made another sound, very, very different idea though. Sounds kind of like this, which is a very wave punk sound from everything we've made so far. There's a couple different things kind of happening here. That's pretty cool. We have right now this tremolo on the overall volume, which if I bypass it, you still have though. I really like that. That's a pretty cool sound that I really like. The tremolo definitely kind of takes away from the character a little bit. It made it a little bit less severe there. This is just like a simple wave with this LFO modulating the level of it and this LFO modulating the overall master volume, and then this envelope modulating the filter here. Which is a sound at the beginning, and then some multiband and some reverb. There's also, I have a number of voices going here, 7 voices, kind of in the 4% range to give it a little bit more texture. But in my mind, I could see myself making some like really like jubilant, hopeful drum and bass, like. something like that, right? I think that could be really cool. And so I'm gonna experiment with that idea a little bit more tomorrow. Making these sounds was a lot of fun, but did take a lot of time. So, yep, thanks so much for watching. Excited to be learning more about Vital here. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.